Tommy Reynolds has his gun out. He's pointing the gun, and all of a sudden, I see this woman.
They say it's on every single station. They're saying that Daddy died.
I don't think his life ended at Holston's that night.
If it wasn't for Sopranos, I don't know if I'd be here,
My first thing, and I'm with these legends, my De Niro.
One night I jumped out of a car doing 60 miles an hour because I was addicted.
Salute, Mob 2.
Salute, MobTube. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see. Sally, Paul Atkinson, that's Fax B, Benny Diova, Dave, Matty G, Izzo, Scott L, Stephen Cutler, Angela's Right Nut. What's good? What's good? D. Gainey, My Cock's Huge. Oh, is that right? My Cock's Huge. Sorry to hear that. Man in Angela's Box, you. God. You and Man in NB's box, man. The shit you guys go through. I tell you what. I can't even believe either one of you gets an internet signal where you guys are. Let's see who else we got. Joe Bag of Donuts, Benny Diova, Bensonhurst OG, SL Gordon 3, yo, Dexter Morgan. What does croc mean? What are you, Sally and D. Gainey got some secret language going on? What does that mean? Barry McCockiner and Kat, how you doing? Barry, how could I not smile when I hear that name? How? I want you to tell me. That's what I want. 91 people, not bad. It's 11:19 on a Friday night. Bear Pushy. Chip the Failure. I haven't seen Chip the Failure before. That's new. I'm just waiting for people to come in. Join the room, join the chat, join the live stream. Sally, $10. Yes, it's a secret. Croc. Gotcha. No problem. FBS, you got to get. Oh, God. Oh, I like gayest uncle. Did I say kunkle? I like gayest uncle. Why are you, you're always here to abuse somebody. I like gayest uncle. Or just gay uncle. I'm sorry. I thought it was gayest. How dare you? Alex Riz, did I shout you out? I think I did. 109 people. We're getting there. Keep your wrenches up, guys. Get ready. I don't feel like dealing with no trolls tonight. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear this one did a show. That one admitted this. The other one is over here doing that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I had a beautiful day of not thinking about any of this horse shit, and I plan on continuing my night the same way. You know? So you guys don't got to tell me nothing. And if anybody comes in here trying to or talking any shit, block them immediately. Albert the Truth-Telling Alligator. Hey, I feel like I haven't seen you, sir. Where you been, a swamp or something? About what? We got 113. I guess I'll just get started. Oh, did you? That's Fax B? All right. Usually he's cool. He just makes fun in the do a little bit. But I don't know where he was going with that tonight. Easy Vidzilla. Oh, I am not gang. I do not gang bang. I'm all right, Easy Vidzilla. Damien Char. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, my God. Another one that threatens to do a whole bunch of shit. John DeLong. Oh, yeah. Well, Back and forth with Joey and Gene? Or with Merlino and Gene? Kinda. Like, I didn't see anything Joey said. Hold on, guys. All right, my mom was calling me with a message. Yeah, I didn't see. Did Joey say something about Gene? Because I heard Dom a little bit. I didn't hear as much as I would have liked to have. I would have liked to have listened to more of it. But we were out doing stuff all day. We were actually having a fucking ball today. We had a lot of fun. And then we went to Cam's house for a little while. We were there for a couple of hours just talking, reminiscing and shit. And we got home a little while ago. And I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of the night, but I figured I'd come on for a little while and hang out with you guys. Hold on. Carlos, what's up, my friend? Mustache Pete. Merlino actually kind of made some allegations that were false about Gene beating his girl. Then Gene went on and blasted him. Well, all right. I was thinking about this today, okay? Because like I said last night, I'm going to go in a different direction with stuff. I'm done fighting with people. Where's it going to get me? It's a bunch of people on here living out their mafia fantasies, I've gone back and forth long enough with people who just want to, do vicious shit, I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about even before that, it's just, this is an eye opener that I want to move the fuck on. Because there's people on here who are without a life, let's just say. This is their life, this is their world, and this is what they really care about, and they'd sacrifice anything for it. I'm not one of those people. Anyway, I don't know why I got into that. Oh, yeah. Because I told you I'm thinking about moving into a different direction, or moving in a different direction. And I'm going to follow through with it. Now, it was because of that I was thinking about this Joey Merlino thing. Because Joey, what I was hearing Dom saying, okay, I'm going to say this, okay? He's calling Joey a rat for being on YouTube. Listen, I guess that's, that's up to everybody to form their own opinion. I wouldn't say he's a rat for being on YouTube. He's not talking about anything like that. Can I see how the five families might see it that way? I mean, sure. Now, if they see it that way, who knows? That's what Dom said. Dom said that New York is laughing at him and stuff. Laughing at Joey. Who knows? Like I said, who knows if that's true? But Joey Merlino put himself in a fucking hell of a bind, okay? Because now he's fighting with a guy like Gene, and Gene doesn't give a fuck, okay? He doesn't care. I think everybody has learned that about Gene. You've seen him on my show enough times. He says and does whatever he wants, and he's not going to let anybody stop him. Okay, it's as simple as that. And he don't care about Joey Merlino. He don't. Gene doesn't have it in him. He just doesn't care enough. And he doesn't. It's not that. Hold on. I'll put this in the chat. Gene is a tough guy. Don't get me wrong. There's no question. I don't think anybody would question that. He's a tough guy. But even on top of that, even in situations where being tough ain't going to help you, he doesn't give a fuck. Like Dom is trying to tell him this is an active mafia boss. Joey Merlino is an active boss, and you're fucking with him. And he's still capable of pulling a trigger and stuff. And Gene gives an answer like, I pulled lots of triggers. You can't win with Gene. Gene is not. Dom's trying to talk sense into him, and Gene is like, Dom, listen. You're like, I want to almost like go in the chat, and I'm sure other people were saying this, but if there was a way I could talk to Dom while he's doing this, I would say, bro, you're talking to a guy who does not care. He doesn't care. There's nothing you're going to say to get through to him. He says he's not scared of Joey. He probably isn't. Should he be? I don't know. Listen, we've gone over this before. I was talking to somebody last night who seemed to express fear when it came to this mafia stuff, because there are a lot of people out there, who aren't, in any way, shape, or form involved in the street life and don't have any knowledge of things like the mob and stuff. Even like people like we do, like the knowledge we gain through here, talking to some of these guys, whatever. They don't know that. They hear the mafia even in 2023 and they start shaking in their boots. That's what happens. And I'm finding that out because people who, like I said, don't have any kind of knowledge of what's really going on and what's taken place in the last 20, 30 years. They think the mafia today is what it was decades ago, which we all know it's not. So the point I'm getting at is whether or not Joey Merlino is an active boss. Should Gene be worried about that? I don't know. I mean, with all the rats walking around out there, with all the other shit that's gone on, people, they have real reasons to hurt and kill. Are they going to go after Gene Borello? I mean, he's kind of sort of a famous mob rat. The guy's got a fucking book out. He's on YouTube whenever he wants to come on YouTube. Very, very popular guy. I mean, from what we know about the Philadelphia family, there aren't a whole lot of guys left. There really aren't. I mean, what do you got, a dozen? Maybe 15, something like that? Gene Borello turns up missing, or winds up with a bullet in his head. And he's having this beef online with Joey, Jesus Christ, with Joey Merlino. They're fucked, but I don't think they're, my point is, I don't think they would do something like that because, especially now it's too public. So in my personal opinion, do I think Gene should be worried? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Gene's in Florida, right? In Tampa, whatever. I'm assuming that's where he went back to. I heard him say today on Dom's show he still got the car wash and stuff. All right. Yeah, no, espresso, probably not. Hold on. My opinion, there's no way that dude is an active boss, and on YouTube, I don't care how much the life has changed. Well, I don't know, Mustache Pete. I would have to disagree, man. I would have to disagree. Usually, I probably would agree with you. Hold on. Oh. Usually, I probably would agree with you. Like maybe even, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd agree a couple of years ago. Listen, man, everything's different. Mustache Pete, there's nothing fucking, I don't think there's anything out there that even resembles what the mafia used to be, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, John A-Light took a picture on Mulberry Street. And he didn't just take a picture. It's not like he did a Tekashi 6ix9ine and O-Block and just hopped out, took a picture and bounced or made a video and bounced. No, he was hanging out on Mulberry Street. I guarantee it. He's probably, sitting down to have dinner. I wouldn't be surprised. Why? Because he has no fear of anything. And it's not because John A-Light is Superman. He's somebody who knows he could get killed. He just has no fear of being killed. Neither do any of them. Jimmy Calandra used to come on this show from a pizzeria on 86th Street in Brooklyn or someplace like that, whether it be in Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge, Sheepshead Bay, he would tell everybody exactly where he is. And he'd have his kids with him. Now, I told you before, I know Jimmy would never put his kids in harm's way. Okay, so that goes to tell me that he has zero fear of anything happening. All right. And of course, everybody knows that something could, but how likely is it, these days? How often do mob hits take place any fucking more? And again, with rats, name a famous rat who's been killed. You know what I mean? After leaving the life and all that horse shit, and either going into witness protection or just starting a new life. And that goes back, even when the mafia was something to be fucking really seriously feared. And maybe they still are something that should be seriously, feared. I don't know. But I know that I talked to people, of course, over the last couple of years and stuff. And I know everybody thinks that, hold on. I know everybody thinks, he just talks to rats. Of course I don't. If you think that nobody has gotten a hold of me, or that I haven't developed any ships with people in the street, you must be crazy, So, it's not just rats, I'm telling you that one thing I have been told, and this is by somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about, is that the mafia is not gone. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. We fuck around on here and say the mafia is dead and stuff. It is not dead. But it's nothing like what it was. And that's not news to anybody. You know what I mean? But we see things that don't make fucking sense. So Joey Merlino being on YouTube, it's just another one of those things. I mean, Anthony Aralotta lives in the same neighborhood he grew up in the same house. Jimmy Calandra still walks the same streets as he did his whole life. Gene Borello was doing the same fucking thing. Hootie's out there walking all over fucking Howard Beach and Queens. At least he was a couple of years ago. Who else was it? Oh, John A. John A. was in Howard Beach. I mean, Jesus, remember that fight in the restaurant? He hangs out in Howard Beach. Gene Borello was living in Howard Beach. Wasn't he? Yeah, after he ratted, wasn't he? So, at Howard Beach, as far as New York, has to be the most heavily populated, mafia neighborhood left. Bensonhurst, of course there's some, but it's not like what it used to be, and it's not like Howard Beach. All these guys, though, that's just to name a few. You know what I mean? That's just to name a few. John Veazey. John Veazey doesn't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, at one point, I think John Veazey had the Philly guys scared that he was going to come back. Really? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good, like, for the mob. But, we've talked about it. Like, I don't understand their power without the fear of violence. If nobody's worried about being hurt by the mob, how the fuck could they gain control over anything or have any power? How is that possible? If you guys are enjoying this entertainment, even though we're just a few minutes in, and you can, please donate. I'd appreciate it very much. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you want me to shout you out, the person who just sent me the $10. I saw you emailed me earlier. I'll get back to you. But for obvious reasons, I don't know if you want me to shout you out. Thank you, though, for the $10. Hold on. Oh, God. Let me turn that fucking annoying ass ringtone off. Everything's upside down and backwards is what I'm saying. Nothing makes fucking sense. Even rats have become more looked up to and respected than the very mob guys themselves, I think, because the rats, they are the celebrities. They are the real celebrities because they come out They have all the stories that everybody wants to hear and has been wanting to hear for decades and decades. Okay. And they still have that image of being a gangster, because they were, and even if they're not still gangsters, they have that in them, and people know that. It's like I said the other night, that doesn't leave anybody. Who said it? One of the mob guys said, you don't get a lobotomy when you leave the life, You're still the same guy deep down inside. So, I don't know, man. I'll tell you this. I know this about the mafia. I think we all know this about the mafia. There is no such thing as retiring from the mafia. That's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a boss. And Joey was the boss. We can agree on that, right? So if they wouldn't let him be on YouTube, they wouldn't let him walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think they let him walk away, bro. I don't, you know what I mean? Because there are still the 5 families and shit. I don't know if they still have the same control over the other families in America like they used to. I would assume they do. But if the mob is pissed off he's on YouTube, I mean, how do you think they would have felt if he decided, okay, I'm not boss anymore, let's let Joe run things? You know what I mean? So I don't want to even talk about whether or not Joey is an active boss. I don't like talking about it. All I'll say is that I don't want to say for sure one way or another. I might have before. I will just say that I don't understand how he could not be. Okay? I don't understand how he could not be. And let's not forget, Joey Merlino was like the Philly John Gotti. That's what he was, the John Gotti of Philly. He's very flamboyant and arrogant and cocky. And he he likes to be seen as that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, whatever money is still involved, I mean, whatever money is out there being made by the Philly guys, if any, I don't think Joey's going to walk away from that either. It's just my opinion. But let's just say, like, what are the other options? Hold on, Mustache P. I agree with that, FBS. So I'm thinking maybe he was shelved, or they did let him go because he has the Fed so far up his ass. It brings more heat. Now that makes sense, Mustache P. Maybe something like that is possible. But okay, they say, right? They say that Joe Lagambi is back in charge, right? As at least acting boss. Am I correct? I'm pretty sure. A family that small, any of them will have the feds up their ass relentlessly. Now, Joe Lagambi beat the feds not that long ago. So they'll be up his ass too. But yeah, maybe not like Joey Merlino. So you might have a point, Mustache Pete. Maybe because things are in disarray still and have been for a long time, that they just said, listen, the guy never ratted. Joey Merlino took case after case for 3 fucking decades now. Did his time every time, never opened his fucking mouth. Maybe they did. Maybe you're right. Maybe things are different now and you can just walk away. Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Oh, okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Maybe it's possible, but it is bizarre. It is extremely bizarre because, Mustache Pete, just the fact that we have to have this conversation about whether the newest content creator on MobTube or in the mob genre is still an active boss or not. I think about it, Mustache Pete, you got to admit, did you ever imagine? I showed my mom. Now, you got to remember, my mom knows all about this mob shit. She was married to my dad, and my dad had my grandfather, and my dad had people around him and all that shit too. My mom is no secret to this. She has a good bit of mob knowledge, okay? Where she grew up, how she grew up, how she spent even a lot of her adulthood. I showed her Sammy the Bull talking for the first time. She never saw him, like, she never saw him on YouTube. She's seen him on TV, I think. Maybe that ABC thing. And of course, she knew about him back in the day, of course. And, but my point is, she never saw him on here telling his stories or any fucking thing. And I showed my mom one of Sammy's videos where he was talking. And I said, Ma, would you have ever imagined that one day the underboss of the Gambino crime family. Now, I know he's not current, but you know what I'm saying. The guy, and forget even that, okay? Not the underboss of the Gambino crime family who turned rat, went into witness protection, and while in witness protection, started an enormous fucking ecstasy ring in Arizona with his kids, went away, did 17 and a half years, and now he's on YouTube telling his stories. Would you ever have imagined something like that would happen? And of course she said no. Of course not. She said no. I mean, that's bizarre. It's crazy. I don't even remember what my point was with that, but at least, with these guys that told and cooperated and shit. And it's like, okay, YouTube is a platform to make money. Nobody has to tell me that. It's how I make a fucking living. But a guy who we have to ask the question, is he or isn't he an active boss? That's crazy. I forget where I was going with the whole Sammy thing and all that. I forget, but I get lost sometimes once I get super verbose and start talking circles around shit. It's just crazy, man. It's a thing of the past. Let's see. Well, Pierre, are you talking about this whole mob tube thing? Yeah. Or are you talking about the mob now? I'm not sure which one. Whatever happened to Anthony Arlotta? Why isn't he on YouTube anymore? Anthony Arlotta has big opportunities. No bullshit. I mean, he did that Fox News special and all that shit. I think he did something else pretty big. I talked to him, like I said, it was probably, it was right after I got my car. So probably July-ish. I talked to him, and we talked for like an hour and a half, and he told me about everything he's got going on. Guys, remember, I used to say I did not understand why Anthony, Howie, and all these guys come on here and tell their stories, because there's so much value to them. And Anthony figured that out. And he said, what am I doing on here? I'm on here talking about my life and telling my stories, and I could keep that shit to myself and just use it to make a fucking fortune. So Arlotta's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. Yeah, that's according to Howie, though, LOL. Of course, he's going to say it's not true. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? I don't even think I mentioned anything related to Howie. Oh, you arguing with Mustache Pete here? Stuff they said about Howie. Oh. Mustache Pete, you're entitled to your opinion, but I really don't give a fuck about it. Yeah, listen, Howie's solid. Howie's a good dude. The We Push Back people don't like him, of course. He's a good fucking dude, and I believe that story's been. I mean, I guess I can't say it's been debunked, but I believe Howie when it comes to that shit, and it's so funny because it's the very people that tell you can't believe the press, you can't believe this, you can't believe that believe that. You see what I'm saying? For example, certain people on here will tell you that this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this that has been said about John Gotti in the past in the press is all bullshit. Okay? And anything you hear, MRE's a Nazi, that's the press lying. It's all bullshit. This is a lie, that's a lie, except when it has to do with a rat that they hate. Then anything they read is true. And I know about court documents and all that. I know, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, if I remember correctly, did they post court documents about that thing with Howie, or was it a newspaper thing? Because I know that shit was in the press because I read about it. I think it was in court documents too. But either way, whatever, you know. Everybody can have their opinion. I know I've talked to Howie in length about it. You know, it's been a while, but you know, I just believe the guy. Call me stupid if you want, whatever. Let me get down here. Well, it's not just because, but Howie though too. See, I don't remember. I'd like to defend Howie to the best of my ability, but I don't remember exactly. I think he was been on Gunsmoke show talking about this, right? I mean, there's more to the story. Didn't this have to do with some other fucking informant or some shit? I forget. I forget the whole story, but the way he explained it to me, whoever put that out there had reason to lie about it. Just because they aren't killing informants doesn't mean they would be okay with a boss of a secret society being on YouTube telling stories. Well, here's another thing, Mustache Pete. Think about this. Because I agree with you to an extent. Does Joey give a fuck? What are they going to do to him? What are they going to do? They're going to kill Joey? Who? Him and all those Philly guys, they all been best friends since they were little fucking kids. You know, they ain't gonna stop him from doing anything there. As far as the five families, he thumbed his nose at them before. Remember, like that's how he took over. He said, "Fuck the five families." He really did. And if it wasn't for the fact that all this shit was going on with the mob at that time, you know, that era, the fucking 90s and shit, after Gotti and all that, everything was falling apart. Rico was fucking everybody up. The five families, you know, if it was years before, they would have killed him for taking over the way he did. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do anything about it because they had too much going on already. There was too many people going down. Everybody's cooperating. All this shit's happening. So I just think that if he would do it then, and of course, you know, it's a little different what he's doing now, but what does he care about the five families now? Again, they ain't killing anybody. Like you said earlier, you know, the feds are up Joey's ass. Joey could no matter what he does, no matter what, if there was a way they could get a camera into his toilet bowl, they would. The feds are up his ass constantly. So, he's an extremely high profile figure. He's always on camera. He's always under the microscope. What are they going to do? Kill him? They won't even kill a guy like John Veazey or John A-Light or somebody like that. If they kill a boss. So my point is, they're not killing anybody, but especially killing somebody like him. That's going to be a big fucking deal. Even today, that would be a big deal. So, what does he care? Listen, let me tell you something. And I don't know this. I'm not trying to accuse Joey Merlino of anything. What do I know? What I do know is that everything I hear him talk about involves gambling. I just heard him telling the fucking armored truck story. He robbed, what, $350,000 from an armored truck? We know about that, right? He just said that the whole fucking 300 of it was blown in Vegas by him himself. 300,000 he blew in Vegas. His whole life, he's been I won't use the word degenerate. I'll just say he's been a heavy gambler, right? I mean, I don't think he would take offense to me saying that. He says it himself. So, you know, you got that habit. You know, Joey has expensive fucking taste. He I don't know, man. My point is, you know, if he sees money on YouTube, he's going to go on YouTube. Apparently, I mean, he proved that. Unless, is he saying that he's not doing this for money? He might be. Maybe Joey said he's not doing this for money. I don't know. I'm just saying that what people are finding out through the guys that did cooperate in the past is that you could come on YouTube and make a fucking fortune. And Joey Merlino, I mean, he could fucking. Well, he'd have to tell his stories and shit, I guess. I mean, how many subs does he have now? I'm sure he's already doing great. But I'd assume he could take shit over on here if he wanted to. You know? I don't know, if he'd ever be bigger than Sammy or something in time, probably. But Sammy's been building that audience for fucking years. So is Michael. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just I think that maybe he saw money on here and he said, fuck it, I'm going on there. And what are they going to do about it? The five families don't like it. I see Joey Merlino saying, what are they going to do to me? What are they going to do? They're going to kill me? I mean, so I don't know, man. It's like I said, Mustache Pete, like without that fear of violence, what power do they have over anyone? I mean, who knows if the people in the neighborhoods even fear them that much? I'm sure they do to an extent because people still catch beatings and have cars torched and all that shit. Yeah, bad things will happen to you, and can happen to you besides murder. But, for somebody like Joey, he's where? Is he still living in Florida at all? He's back in Philly? I don't know. Probably in between or back and forth, I'll say in between. Probably back and forth. He's surrounded by his guys there, and what is he at any real risk? Mustache Pete, maybe you're 100% right and I'm wrong. The fact that these guys can walk around without anything happening to them, okay, these guys who cooperated in the past, rats, whatever you want to call them, in their own fucking neighborhoods and everything else, leads me to believe that Joey doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't care. Because you're right, bro, Mustache Pete. I don't believe they'd be okay with it either. It's just a question of how much Joey Merlino gives a fuck. And maybe, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somehow he left the life. And if so, good for him. Maybe he's on here just doing his thing now and he's trying to make some extra money. I'm sure Joey, even if he left the life, would always have money and businesses and investments and shit. I'm quite sure. But YouTube money is hard to turn down. Take it from me. As for being shelved, maybe your Mustache Pete, you like I said, you might have a point with that too, because he's so hot. But I don't know. How does a family shelf a boss? Oh, it certainly does. How could the Philly Mafia actually take a chance its boss wouldn't let something slip, or worse, like today, arguing with a cooperator? That's crazy. I know, you're right. You're right. I don't know. Pierre, I think the families outside of New York operate different. They probably don't even consider themselves Cosa Nostra no more. And yeah, Pierre, you might have a point with that too. You really might not. I'm sorry, you really might have a point with that. You really might, because it's just not the same anymore. It was different. When back in the days of the commission and stuff, when the five families, basically reigned supreme over all the other mafia families in this country. If anybody tried to take over a family or kill a boss without permission, you know what would happen to them. You know what I'm saying? They could wipe out a guy and his whole crew. They could wipe out a whole family, and they would have no problem doing it. But it's not that way anymore. These guys are, it's basically a no-kill order from what I understand. That's from what I'm just telling you from what I understand. The things I've heard, it's basically a no-kill order. I don't know. I mentioned Town Merlino. Gave a shout out till we pushed back. And I said that We Push Back is not reliable. For example, Howie. Oh, what they did with Howie. Yeah. Merlino gave a shout out to We Push Back. Oh, Dominic Crea. Oh my God. Oh my God. He must be all over his office. Oh my God, how happy he must be. It was a court transcript. Okay, I stand corrected. That's why I kind of corrected myself because I wasn't sure. It was in the papers too, though. But you're right. I think what Angel posted or whatever might have been a court transcript. I mean, whatever. Listen, Howie don't give a fuck. Howie lives a good life. People are going to believe what they want to believe. But you're right, Mustache Pete. We push back. Yes, they put out a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. You can't rely. It's ran. You know who it's ran by. That guy, if he could, without ever lifting a finger or doing anything by himself, of course, he would have every rat in America wiped out, even if they ratted on people for crime that had nothing to do with the mafia. That guy is, off his rocker himself. This is a guy who came on here and hired a team of trolls to attack fucking people. So I'm sure he's right up Merlino's ass. Yeah. and no, you can't. You can never give We Push Back any credibility because of all of this bullshit. I'm talking about all of the bullshit that happened when We Push Back. The Vinnie Greens, the MREs. You know what I mean? And I'm quite sure that you got Vinnie Green. The guy's a complete. Nobody even knows. He's a complete and total fucking phony. Complete and total fucking phony. Everything he said about himself was a lie. Which, by the way, there was one guy who was trying to tell people that, and he looks kind of like me. There's other guys too I can't think of, but they've been embarrassed quite a bit. That's why fucking Dominic disbanded it. Angel was a member, and Angel was sitting there with Tony Pizza on her show, the guy who claimed to have been best friends with Sammy the Bull Gravano. You know what I'm saying? And they put out nonsense because Dominic doesn't care. He's a liar himself. He doesn't care. He let those fucking trolls run rampant and say whatever they wanted about anybody. There didn't have to be any truth to it. He just wants you to attack rats. And if you do, he will light up your fucking live chats or your super chats and cash apps and whatever else. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah, espresso. Like I said, everybody's gonna believe what they want, but I don't know. See, I haven't been listening to a lot of Gunsmoke shows only because I haven't been listening to any fucking thing, and I know how he's been on there a lot. I know what he used to say on this show, but I don't know where he stands on this now. I think they had a show about this, right? Like a whole show about how he fighting back against this. I don't know. I don't know if he cares. He doesn't care. I just know that he lives a good life. And, nothing anybody says on here is really going to hurt him. You know what I mean? Once they put a moratorium or stop on murders in early 2000, it was more or less over. Murder brings too many years, and rats without the threat to die or get hurt, it's more or less over. Yeah. Yep. Jody B, $49.99. Great show as always, and you are wearing my favorite shirt. Much love to your mother. Oh, thank you, Jody B. Thank you for the very generous donation, and I will tell her what you said. Thank you. Sorry it took me so long. Oh, what is this? I didn't. Sally, $5. We were talking about Amy Billig missing from Miami. I think 1972ish. Interesting case for you. Oh, really? I never heard of her. Yeah, I'll check it out. Alex Riz, $1.99. You missed Sally's super chat. Yeah, I just got it. Sorry, Sally. I'm sorry. And thank you, Alex Riz, for putting me in my fucking place. And thank you for paying $1.99 to do it. I don't know. It was a turnout for me to hear him shout out We Push Back. Well, like I said, Joey is that fucking accent is what gets me. He's hard to listen to because I fucking hate that accent. I hate that accent with a passion. I can make some jokes about something that took place recently with somebody who has that accent, but I won't because I said I wouldn't anymore. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. Listen, I was listening to him today and he was talking about lying rats, lying rats, lying rats, lying rats, and all this shit. Okay. I don't think the video I was listening to today was today's video. Let me see, I'll tell you right now. Let me go back through my history. He was talking about the armored car thing. When was this from? 1 day ago. Okay. So, oh shit, I just subscribed by accident. Oh, why not? Fuck it. October 5th. So yesterday? All right. Oh, damn, the day before yesterday. Okay. All right. I heard him talking all this rat stuff, but see, it doesn't bother me at all coming from Joey because it makes sense coming from Joey. What did I say that really bothers me the most about the anti-rat shit is that 90% of the people screaming they hate rats have never even been a criminal. They've never even been locked up. They've never been in an interrogation room. They've never been in the back of a cop car or in handcuffs. They don't understand anything. They've never had to make any type of decision. You know what I mean? And they fucking, they're just a bunch of fucking, most of them, not all of them. Most of them are a bunch of dick riders who just want to sound cool. So they say they hate rats. You know, and even the people on here, some of the people who hate rats, they were never mob people. They're just family members of mob people. Joey, like I said, in my opinion, is more than likely still the active boss. And even if he's not, and he left the life, he didn't leave it long ago, okay? Therefore, he wants to go in and talk about lying rats all day. More power to him. He has every fucking right to. You know, let him do whatever he wants. Who cares? And at least it makes sense coming from him. Whether he's still active or was just recently active and is no longer, you know, he's been ratted on numerous times. He's done all types of fucking time in prison and shit. So, you know, he's got a fucking an axe to grind. You know, he's pissed off. At least it makes sense coming from him. You know what I mean? At least it makes sense. 21,400 subs, not bad. And he started when? When was that channel created? A fucking month ago? Let me see. September 9th. Less than a month ago. Not bad. No, Pierre, but those guys are still, you know, it's different in Canada. Those guys, they're like what the mafia is supposed to be. Those guys in Canada still are. Wait a minute. A friend of mine just lost $35K on cards. It was his bathroom Reno money. What the fuck does bathroom Reno? What does that mean? Joey doesn't care and also knows that they aren't killing anybody today. No. Yeah, but right on both counts. Yeah, he doesn't care and he knows they aren't. FBS, they went avoiding surveillance to relying on it for their safety. Oh, yeah. Good fucking point. Yes, well said. Oh, yeah. No question. Gene, that's why I used to like having him on the show. He's entertaining as a motherfucker, and he's entertaining because he's crazy. He has no filter. He doesn't care. You know, like the Dominic thing today, Dominic is trying to talk sense into him, you know, and he's been doing that for days now. And he said to him, like, you know, Joey Merlino, you know, still has it in him to pull a trigger and stuff. And I think Gene's point of view is that, well, yeah, he does, but will he? He has it in him, but will he? You know, because Joey, let's face it, man, a lot of his fucking time, a lot of his life was spent in prison. A lot of it, you know, and even in just till what, just a couple of years ago, he's in and out of fucking prison, even after he got out in 2012, you know, it's one thing after another. Violations, you know, the gambling case, all that bullshit, or the gambling charge he pled to. You know, he's what is Joey now? Around 50, late 50s? Something like that. A murder now? I don't know if Gene should be shook. I wouldn't go hanging around South Philly if I was Gene Borello. That's for goddamn sure. But Gene would even do that. He don't give a fuck. He'd go walk up and down South Street and tell everybody to go fuck themselves. He's nuts like that. He'd go walk right into Lorenzo's. You know what I mean? On fucking 9th. Walk right in there. Just an observation, Philadelphia has far less cooperators than New York City. Well, and there's a good reason for that. First of all, you got to go pound for pound, you know? Like, there's a ton less mob guys in Philly, and always was. It's not even, it's a fucking minute fraction of what New York has, even till this day. And it always was, even when Philly was at its heights. Like Gene said something. He said, what did they have? At their peak, 60 soldiers. And he said, that New York, they had that in a neighborhood. Sure, but Philly, they were no fucking joke. I mean, I don't know if Gene knows the whole history of Philly. I'm pretty sure he probably knows a good bit. They were no fucking joke. I mean, so of course they have less cooperators, they have less mobsters, but also because those Philly guys, South Philadelphia, I don't know if you guys know this. It's like 10 square miles. No bullshit. It's probably the smallest section of Philadelphia. It's 10 square miles. And I'm talking about northeast, northwest, south. Okay, South Philadelphia is 10 square miles. All of those guys, like if you ever go to South Philly and you walk around, hold on, let me see something. Oh, okay. If you walk around South Philly, I don't know how many of you have visited there, but you get a feel for how small it is and how tight-knit it is. Okay, and I've been going to South Philly since we were talking about that tonight with Cam, me and Shanna. The first time I ever went to South Philly, he took me around South Philly. He was the first guy to ever tell me about Joey Merlino. And that was in the 97, 98, something like that. It's very small, so all those guys, they grew up together. You know what I mean? They're not there. It's not a bunch of guys from different neighborhoods and different boroughs like in New York. It's not. The Philly guys, they've known each other since they were in fucking diapers. So yeah, there's less rats because of that too. Chain Creek Shore. Let me see something. All right. Howie will be on a week. Howie will be on again this week for a part 2. You mean this week or next week? I tuned in and got to hear about my accent again. What the fuck? Yeah, but I love you, Robert. And your accent is still fairly mild, I think, because you lived, out this way for a while. Your accent don't bother me at all. I know I could suggest so many more. I know so much about the cases. Check out Jennifer Kessie, Amy Bradley. Oh yeah, Jennifer Kessie. Yeah. She's the one. Jennifer Kessie is the one that went missing. If I remember correctly, and they think it might have been some of the workers from the apartment complex. And the only picture they have of a possible suspect, the person who parked her car somewhere after she disappeared, was a guy that appeared to be dressed like a painter, like he had tape around the bottom of his pants and shit, but he might have also had that so that hair doesn't fall out, DNA would, But I think that's the Jennifer Kessie case. She went basically missing, just basically disappeared. I think the last she was heard from, she had spoken to her parents the night before from her apartment or something. She was always very leery about the construction or painters, whatever, the construction guys or painters, whatever, that were around the apartment complex. Amy Bradley, Amy Bradley is the girl that, She's the girl that was fucking with the older guy, right? The older guy, he had a girl's name too, I think. She was messing around with him, and then him and his wife killed her. She disappeared too. But then they arrested the guy, I think not that long ago, right? Or at least years and years later. Amy Bradley. Yeah. The guy had a girl's name. And no. The guy and the wife, they couldn't get them for the murder, so they got them for something else, and they gave them each like 10 years or some crazy shit, if I remember correctly. But I think somehow the guy with the girl's name might have wound up with life somehow anyway. I don't remember exactly. All rats don't lie, or they would get a deal, however, there are expectations. Or they wouldn't get a deal, however, there are expectations. Well, I agree that all rats don't lie, but I don't agree that rats don't lie. You know? I think there are rats that, tell the truth, but I also know I'll just say in my opinion, the government will let you you might not be able to lie about past crimes and shit. I'll give you an example. I don't believe, you guys know my theory, I don't believe that John Gotti was at the Castellano hit. I believe that the only source of that is Sammy the Bull Gravano. And I believe that the feds didn't give a fuck whether he was telling the truth or not, because that would have been a murder conviction for John Gotti. If nothing else, that would have been. So, I believe he lied about that. So I believe rats lie, but not all rats are lying, or not all rats are lying all the time. Renovation money, FBS. Yeah, I need it. Alex Riz, $4.99. Oh, the cruise ship. That's right. I'm sorry, I got her confused with somebody else. They think she was abducted and trafficked. Eerie as fuck. Yeah. And Alex Riz, watch. I bet you I'm right. They had a fucking private detective who built the family out of a bunch of fucking money, showed them pictures of a girl on a beach with a tattoo, like in Costa Rica or some fucking somewhere, and said, I probably got the location completely wrong, but said that he said he saw her there, and she was with two guys, like she was being trafficked. Meanwhile, he probably paid a girl, and took the pictures. He took the family for like $250,000, right? Because he said he could find Amy Bradley for them. I believe so. Yes, they were conned. Yeah, I remember now. Amy Bradley, I mistook her with Presley was her last name. Wait a minute. Did I say a mistake? I mistook her for what the fuck? Heather Elvis. I get Presley. No, Heather Elvis. Now you know why I thought Presley. Yeah, that's who I had her confused with. Dominic Cicali was wrong about a few things today. First and foremost, Billy Rennick was never associate of the mob. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I think at one point he gets confused. I think at one point they asked about Caesar Bonaventure, right? And he didn't know who the fuck they were talking about. And then at one point he almost had it. He said Caesar, but then he went back to some other guy, So, yeah, I think he gets confused. Or maybe, I don't know. What do I know? Who knows how much of a fucking mafia historian he is, or expert. Alex Riz, that's the one I just read. Gotti was probably in Florida when that went down. I would think so. Dom Cicali is tickling the wires. Well, that is a thing. We know it. These guys, some of these guys do come on here to do that. I think so. When the feds ran up in Joey's house, Billy wasn't naked. That bullshit. He was dropping off money under when somebody. Oh, hold on. When the feds ran up in Joey's house, Billy wasn't naked. That was bullshit. He was dropping off money under when someone else. Oh yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Who the fuck is Billy? Only Billy I get to Philly, Billy. Easy is the only one I think about, but Billy. I don't know. You have to fill me in. Yeah, Robert B. It just never made sense to me, you know. But then again, who knows? John Gotti was like, you know, he made mistakes. Let's be honest. You know, he's kind of known for making mistakes, but I don't know if he would do that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Presley. Yeah, because of Elvis. See, but it's funny how things stick in your head. You might not have it exactly, but you got something related to it. Fucking Presley. Yeah, it's how they're Elvis. Pee Wee, if you want to know, it was money Billy got from walking Adam, and Johnny told him to drop it off to Deborah. Oh, you're talking about drop it off to Deborah Merlino. Hold on, guys. Let me make a quick phone call. I got to call my beautiful wife. Hold on. All right, guys. Let me see here. My bad. Fucking glasses are hanging off my face. My face is all swollen and shit. Actually, it's not that bad. But I was a little upset when I woke up. This eye got a little. Well, it's not bad. This eye got a little black. I'm all right. Is John Veazey still in witness protection? That dude was a nut. Seen a 60-minute interview about him last night. He was shot 4 times. 3 were in the head and lived. Yeah, man. That dude, that's a tough guy, bro. That's a fucking. But, what was I going to say? Nah, listen. I highly doubt it. Besides, he got kicked out. No, I think VZ got kicked out of witness protection because he kept making threats and shit. And, he kept making threats to go back to Philly and kill people and all this crazy shit. And something did happen with he was running a car dealership and he wound up losing the fucking job because I forget, man. He was making a lot of money, but I read a thing about him years ago, man. He had some sort of terrible fucking liver disease and the treatment for this was super expensive and some like random fucking millionaire paid for his medicine or whatever. I don't know what he's up to. There you go. Take it from Pee Wee. So Callie said he talks to an active underboss, captain, and soldier from every family still. Wait, an active underboss, captain, and soldier from every family? Okay. Who knows? What's up, LTB? How the fuck are you? Really? Who's that, Jesse Roth? That wasn't around here, was it? Well, in PA. John Veazey talked to his sister Peaches every day and his youngest brother Bobby Veazey, the Philadelphia cop. Oh, talks to, you mean? Thank you, Dave Gass. Nice to see you in the chat, my friend. Oh, Billy Rannick. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Bron. Somebody just mentioned it before that. That's right. I think Pierre did. And Joey Dimes, is that public yet? Because he called me yesterday to tell me, but is that public yet? I don't know if I can speak about that. Oh, 37 minutes ago, Stephen Cordell said match, and he donated $10. Now, when Stephen Cordell says match, it means match, because he is one of the biggest sponsors of this show. Yes, he was. He did. What was her name? What was her fucking name? She annoyed the shit out of me in that interview. I just and I'd be in there cooking my macaronis. Who was that chick? What was what the fuck was their names? Oh, my memory. What was their names? What's free on Tubi, Mustache P? Tell me immediately. I need to know. John Veazey still does public speaking engagements around the Philly area. Dude doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, I knew he was doing public speaking engagements. That's another reason, there's no way he could be a witness protection. People don't last long in there, they don't want to stay. I don't know how many people stay a long time, but it doesn't seem like many. Oh, Tennessee, gotcha. Mike Oxhuge, $9.99. Steve said so. There you go, Steve. Stephen Cordell, he matched you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mike Oxhuge. Sally, $10. Match it. Thank you, Sally. Thank you very much. Missing 411 documentary. That's the shit that happens in the fucking national forests and shit, right? Pee-wee. And since he's gone, the person I'm talking about is Johnny Gomes. He told Billy Rennick to drop the 60 grand off to Deborah's. Johnny Gongs, what was his name? Casasanto or something? Johnny Gongs. Oh, I think so. Was that it? You talking about Missing 411, the documentary itself, or a specific case for Missing 411? Because, I got into that guy, Mr. Ballin, talked about some cases from, that Missing 411, whatever, specific ones. And I got all interested. And then I tried to watch Missing 411, and I was not so interested anymore. Let's see, where are we at here? Give me some comments, guys. What was I on a roll? What was I talking about? I'm just going off of comments now. No, I think he did too, Joey Dimes. Hold on. Let me just ask. I'll just ask. Bear with me, guys. I dropped in Gunsmoke's chat for like a split second today, and I think I might have heard. Well, let's see. Jesse Roth, $4.99. I'll meet you halfway, Stephen Cordell. That's good enough. Thank you, Jesse. I'll tell you one thing, guys. My fucking back is killing me. My back fucking hurts. That shit. I was at Cam's house. We were talking for a while. I had to sit the fuck down. My back is fucked up. Well, yeah, you are a Mustache Pete. Well, I don't know, because I thought you were a hiker, and then you told me you just did that to impress the bitches. So, I don't know, which one is it, Mustache Pete? I don't know. Well, I don't know. What was the one kid, the one case was real sad. The little boy or something that, like, Wasn't he playing or something? I think he was there with his mother and grandfather or some shit. I think he was like 4 or 5 years old and he vanished. It might have even been a little girl. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. I dropped in. Pee Wee. No, an FBI agent walked into the dealership where VZ was working and outed him. And that was the end of Witsec for him. Oh, okay. And he lost his job too, right, Pee Wee? I think so. Guys, give me 1 second. I want to get a little cup of iced tea. Bear with me. Hold up. The old tailbone. For fuck's sake. Yeah, that kid. What was his name? If I heard his name, I'd remember it. Vanished in a park when they were camping. The whole family seemed sketchy. No, Sally, but let me know. Dior Coons, that's it, Mustache Pete. Let me know, Sally, because maybe me and Shanna will watch it tonight. Hold on, give me a second, guys. These people are funny. What the fuck did you just say? Oh, okay. I'm trying to read the text and shit. Dior Coons, I remember. Lisa Bishop. Unsolved Mysteries was great. Vanished on a trip to Cuba on an old boat. I don't think I ever heard of that one. Kathy Changlini, I butchered the spelling. There you go. You know what? The one I always think about as far as the fucking the just mysteries, not necessarily disappearances or missing persons cases, but the fucking what was her name? Lindsay Buziak. That fucking the real estate agent in Canada, man, that fucking case puzzles the shit out of me, and I feel terrible for her father. You know the other one? Holly Bobo. What do you guys know about Holly Bobo? What you know? Holly Bobo's case is fucked up. I just have one question for anybody who knows about the Holly Bobo case. Do you believe that her brother killed her? I just want to know. Sherry Papini case. Well, guys, that was one of, you know me, guys. I see through bullshit. I'm sure many of you do too. That shit from the fucking day I heard about that case, and I heard about it very soon after it took place. But I didn't just, learn about it a couple of years ago. That I said that bitch is lying. She did not get kidnapped by no fucking buddy. She was cheating on her fucking man, and sure enough. But what is it? What is it about, Sally? Oh, okay, cool. Well, did it get solved? I mean, I don't believe that those guys did it. Does anybody in here know about the Holly Bobo case? I have no reason to believe. Like, I followed that fucking case. I studied that case. I watched every single fucking documentary and even true crime content creator, even if they were, the most amateurish, shittiest fucking videos. I became obsessed with that case, and I don't believe those guys did it. I don't believe it for a fucking second. But I know that, listen, guys, if you don't know about the Holly Bobo case, yeah, she was gorgeous. Watch it. Look up Holly Bobo, B-O-B-O. It's a very bizarre case, okay, of a woman. I believe she was a nursing student. She was leaving to go to school that morning, either school or work. I think school. And she's in the garage, she leaves the house. Her brother is in the fucking kitchen. He hears her like screaming. Okay. He hears her screaming. Not even screaming. I take that back. Kind of like crying and whimpering. Okay. So he looks out into the garage and he sees a guy standing there over top of her. She's like kneeling on the ground. And he thinks it's her boyfriend because the guy was dressed in hunting gear and shit. And her boyfriend was supposed to be out hunting that morning. Right. So, but he calls his mother, and it's like his mother knew something. His mother was like, well, shoot the guy, shoot him, And next time he looks out the window, the guy is just walking her off into the woods. And that's it. It's vanished. Okay. And they found her remains in a bucket. Let's just say that. Horrible. But the guys, like, this is another one of those cases where they didn't have an answer. So they just picked the 3 biggest scumbags in the area, and they said it must have been them. It must have been them. Which, they do quite often, let's be honest. So, yeah. That case is amazing. But, her brother, there's a very shady character. I just have a feeling her brother had something to do with it. I don't know. I remember when it happened and followed it, but don't remember thinking the brother did it. I don't know that the brother did it, but he was so fucking... There's something so shady. He could just be a fucking slow, hillbilly individual. I mean, there's lots of them. That's possible. Definitely a stupid fucking person. No, not a fucking brain cell in his head. You could tell when you hear him talk. Sad fucking case though, man. And it's like her mother said shoot him, but he thought it was her boyfriend. Like, why would she say that? But I think maybe the mother just felt like there's something wrong, I don't know. That Holly Bobo case, 6 arrested, 3 convicted, and the eyewitness was slow. If they were involved, someone would have ratted to get a better deal. Yeah, I just don't believe it. Well, one of them did testify against the other ones, I believe, but it wasn't those guys. I don't think it was those guys. I love these fucking cases, but some of them drive you insane. Black Dahlia case, Susan Deegan, and Marion Parker cases. I don't know. I know a little bit about the Black Dahlia case. That was in the 50s, right? You guys followed that Elisa Lam shit and that fucking that hotel in LA? That shit was crazy. Real crazy. Elizabeth Smart. Yeah, that was. Yeah, you're right, but they didn't do it. I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think they did. 47 Black Dahlia, yeah. Some people think Mickey Cohen's guys might have had Dahlia killed. Is that right? Interesting. All right, well, guys, we're slowing down here, and I'm running out of shit to talk about. I feel like we were on a roll, and then either I got sidetracked or the comments stopped coming. So, you know, me, I hate to make it boring, so I'm going to shut it down completely. Everybody who donated, thank you. I just sound like Christopher Walken. Everybody who donated, thank you. That sounded nothing like Christopher Walken. Oh, this is from late last night. All right, so Stephen Cordell, Jesse Roth, Sally, my cock's huge, Alex Riz, Jody B, Sally, and Sally again. Thank you, guys. I'm out of here, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow with some other fun shit to talk about, or we'll come up with something, you know? No more drama shit. And don't bother me with anything. I don't give a fuck what's happening, who said what. I don't care what's going on in anybody's chat and anybody's show. I don't care what fucking content creators going live. I don't care who's admitting to shit, who's not. I don't give a fuck. I'm just letting you know now. So do me a favor and just let me live my life, okay? Nobody, unless it's something so fucking important that I need to know it or I need to know about it. Just please don't text me with anything. Please, I'm asking you guys as a favor. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I don't want to hear about anything. I don't want to hear about pizza. I don't want to hear about Mac. I don't want to hear about nothing. All right. Thank you guys. I love you all. And until next time, salute.